This zombie had a heart attack. I mean, his heart literally stopped and he just dropped over. They thought he was dead. I mean, it wasn't a real zombie, right? He was dressed up like a zombie. And this happened at a haunted house. And so, right, 'tis the season of Halloween and spooky scares and all that good stuff. And we're going to be talking about that all month of October. But I wanted to share this really kind of scary medical story. So, haunted houses are scary enough as it is, right? I mean, I don't go to them anymore. I remember being a teenager, like there was one in the neighborhood, a family would put it on to raise money and we would all go in, and it was like, you kind of try to make it scarier than it really is. But nowadays, these haunted houses that you pay money to go into, or you pay the ticket price to go into, I mean, these are grown adults dressed like serial killers and monsters, and they really get up in your face and up close to you. And I would be more scared about, who is this real person in this costume? Because they have these fake weapons in their hands and these scary masks, and they get right all up into you. And what if they really are psychotic or crazy? I mean, to me, that's kind of the more scary thing about these haunted houses you pay to go into. But whatever. Right. It's still a very popular thing. People go to them. But, I think most of us think it's more of a risk being the patron going through there, having a heart attack, or, being scared to death, or really just being assaulted by some unstable person that got a job at one of these haunted houses and dressed up like Michael Myers. Right. So this is actually a true medical story. So this teenager was working in a haunted house, and his job was to dress up like a really scary zombie, like the zombie shows you see on TV. They really like them to look lifelike, like with the scary drippy faces and, the clothes in tatters, and the whole thing. I wonder how they make them smell terrible, though. I don't know how they do that. But his costume was a little too good, a little too convincing. And I guess he did his job a little too well, because he scared the patrons so bad that one patron that wasn't having it, it was said that this is what they thought occurred. The patron punched this zombie so hard, and again, he was just a teenager. He wasn't a real zombie, obviously. Punched this teenage zombie in the chest so hard, he stopped his heart. So the medical name for this, and I'm looking at the case right here, is Commotio cordis. It's when you've had blunt force trauma so hard to your chest, it literally can give you a heart attack and stop your heart. I mean, you'll just be, animated, scaring people in the haunted house for 1 minute. The next minute, someone's so scared, they punch you in the chest and you drop over. Now, luckily, they called 911. They got him to the emergency department very quickly. They were able to determine that he was in cardiac arrest. They do believe it was from blunt force trauma from a paying customer that he just scared too well, and that he had a direct blow to the chest. Now, I've got to imagine it was a pretty big guy that could punch you in the chest that hard. But, teenagers, for the most part, think of a long, tall, lanky teenager that kind of hasn't put on a lot of weight yet. I guess it wouldn't be that hard to punch their heart through their chest if you're a real big guy. So apparently he did go into sudden cardiac arrest, and they were able to monitor him. He had severe dysrhythmia. He was going into ventricular fibrillation. So you have the atria at the top of the heart, the ventricles at the bottom. And when you're in V-fib or ventricular fibrillation, the bottom of your heart is literally just kind of quivering like this. And the only way to get your heart to go back into regular rate and rhythm is to shock the heart. So they shocked him with the defibrillator, and they got his heart back to regular rate and rhythm. And any treatment, so if you're on the football field or you're going to a haunted house and someone drops over and they believe it's from blunt force trauma, you need an AED device. So you want to search around as fast as you can for an AED device, because that will save their life. Fortunately for this teenager, they were able to call 911 quick enough. So it's a reminder. It's a reminder about going to haunted houses. It's not just the people paying tickets that are at risk for being scared to death, right? The people working there, they're at risk too, because You take a big macho guy that's like, yeah, I can handle the haunted house, and he's got his girlfriend with him, or maybe there's a group of guys and some girls and they're all having fun, and, the big football player like dude, you scare him bad enough, or maybe he's trying to show off in front of his friends. Yeah, if you work in the haunted house and you're too good at your job, you might just get socked in the chest. This poor teenager. Well, luckily he survived his injuries. I hope he's not working in haunted houses anymore, but that's a true Halloween medical spooky story. We're going to continue the series the months of October. If you like this kind of content, please give this video a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one.